as LeBron James begins to embark on his 22nd season in the NBA, 20 of which in a row, by the way, have resulted in an all-star team for him. Why is he considered not the greatest player of all time? When we look at the stats, he's number one in points, he's fourth in assists. Is it his 4-6 finals record? Is it his all-star teammates, supposedly? If we look at his roster, LeBron James in his 21 years as an NBA player, 20 of which are all-stars, in those 21 seasons, he's only played with a teammate in the all-star game. That means a teammate of his joining the all-star team the same year as him only 10 times on 10 of 21 seasons. And 4 of those were with Miami. Yes, both Bosh and Wade were both all-stars for those 4 seasons. Now, when we look at it, Bosh, by the way, was never an All-NBA player. He was a one-time second-team All-NBA in 2008 with the Raptors. So when he came with Miami, he was not an All-NBA player. Okay, and people think, well, he was a big star. He was a max player. At this point, we know what max players really are. Okay, Timothy Mozgov might have been a max player at one point. So let's not get all hung up on max players. By the way, Chris Bosh in that Game 7 had 0 points. Let's not forget that Game 6, Ray Allen hit the 3. Ray Allen had 9 points. LeBron had a triple-double in that game. Ray Allen, yes, he needed to make the shot. Steve Kerr needed to make a shot for Michael Jordan. Bill Wennington needed to make a shot for Michael Jordan. Luke Longley did as well, and so did John Paxson. Guys need to make shots. How do they get there? They didn't get there on Steve Kerr's back. They didn't get there on Ray Allen's back. They got there on Michael Jordan and LeBron James's back. Now, when we sit and we say, well, Jordan won 6 titles. Yes, Jordan won 6 titles. He never lost in the finals. Well, John Havlicek never lost either, and when he retired, he was 3rd all-time in points. But we're not going to say John Havlicek is the greatest player of all time ever. At any moment, did we say that? I'm not saying John Havlicek is better than Michael Jordan. But he was 8-0, 3rd all-time in scoring when he retired. And he won 1 finals MVP because most of his titles came before that was an award in 1969. So we're comparing. People can say, well, it's eras. Well, John Havlicek's era wasn't as great as Michael Jordan's era. Well, in my opinion, Michael Jordan's era isn't even close to LeBron's era because guys can shoot the 3 and they can shoot from 25 and 30 feet away sometimes. The guys are much faster, stronger, and more skilled than we've ever seen before. When you watch tape on Michael Jordan, he was a great player, but he couldn't shoot the ball from the outside very much. 32% career three-point shooter. LeBron beats him by like 3%. Okay? LeBron James passed Michael Jordan with less total shots. In a longer period of time, yes. LeBron James has played for 21 years, but he's been an all-star for 20. He's not Vince Carter in year 21, and he's not going to be Vince Carter in year 22. He's coming off a season where he averaged 25, 7, and 8. Michael Jordan could never. People want to discredit and forget about the Wizards' Michael Jordan. We forgot about it. So we're going to forget about the Wizards' Michael Jordan. We're going to forget about the Michael Jordan before Scottie Pippen, who was 1-9 in the playoffs. Not in playoff series. No. 1-9, he won 1 game. He was 1-9 before Scottie Pippen showed up. So that Michael Jordan never beat the best teams in his era. Like people say, well, his era was tougher. Who was tough? The Pistons? He beat them once. And he beat them once after they went to 3 straight finals and won back-to-back finals. After that, the Pistons the next season were a 5 seed. And after that, never sniffed a seed lower than 7th. He never beat the Celtics. Ever. Not one time in the playoffs. He scored 63, lost the game. Michael Jordan was he was a superior scorer compared to LeBron James. It's not even close. The difference with LeBron James is that he has 40,000 points, number 1. Number 2, he's 4th all-time in assists. There is not one player in the NBA all-time that is in the top 15 in scoring and in the top 30 in assists. The next closest player is Kobe Bryant, and he's 32nd on the assist total. No one will ever come close to LeBron James as an NBA basketball player. Killer instinct, he doesn't have what Jordan has. He doesn't have what Kobe has. But he has more clutch shots made in the playoffs than both. He has a better shooting percentage in clutch moments than both. He has more assists, more rebounds, more steals, more blocks, and more points than both of them in the playoffs. He went to 8 straight NBA finals with most of the time one All-Star on the team, with the exception of the Miami Heat team that went to 4 straight finals. He then, after that, went to 4 straight finals with the Cavs. So when we look at LeBron James, he was 4-6 in the finals. He was only favored 4 times out of the 10. He didn't win every time he was favored, but he didn't lose every time he was an underdog. He won 4 finals with 4 finals MVP. For those of you who want to say, well, Kobe is in the talk, Kobe's not in the conversation. He won 5 finals with 2 finals MVP. Shaq was the best player on the team. That's why he has 3 NBA finals MVPs. So for those of you who love Kobe, he was great, but he's not even in this conversation. Guys who played in the NBA, they can say whatever they want. You can watch it. And when you watch LeBron James, he makes the correct basketball play. He understands the game. You talk to players, they will literally tell you he knew the play we were running while we were out there. He understands where every player is on the court at every moment. You think Michael Jordan cared about that? No. Michael Jordan was an elite scorer. That's what he did. He scored the basketball. That was his job, to score the basketball and win. Guess when he won? Like I said, when the Pistons and the Celtics were done. That was it. The East was so bad when he retired for a year and a half, the West won both titles, and it wasn't even close. That's how bad the East really was when Michael Jordan was elite. When he was not elite and could not get to even an Eastern Conference Finals, that's when the Pistons and the Celtics were rolling. He never beat Magic and Kareem. He only beat Magic with a hurt roster and Vlade Divac. And like I said, he beat the Pistons when they were done. So Michael Jordan is great, and he could be the greatest, but LeBron James is the best basketball player to ever touch a basketball. He is the most skilled, he's the most talented, and it's not even close. So all you 50-year-olds and 55-year-olds who think that Michael Jordan is the greatest, go back, pick 10 random games because you didn't watch them. That's the other thing. You can say you watched them, you didn't. The only thing you might have watched was NBA on NBC on Sundays, where he maybe played the Pistons, the Lakers, the Celtics, the Knicks, and the Pacers, and you might have watched one game, and then you watched them in the playoffs. You didn't watch him on a random February 15th of 1991 or 92 or on a random day of any month because you didn't have access to watch the games unless you were in Chicago. So don't sit here and tell me that you watched him play. You watched a fragment of him play. Now you have access to watch NBA League Pass, and you can watch every game on every night. And pick a random night and watch LeBron James play basketball. And he plays basketball and executes basketball plays the way they're supposed to be.